Right, next question. Lakshya Sen's recent performance assessment. Now, I actually got a quote here from Lakshya Sen, I think, after he won, because he did win the Australia Open. He beat Yushi Tanaka in the final. It was his first title of 2025. And he's had a bit of an up and down year, and that's kind of reflected in this quote. I have seen lots of ups and downs this season, with a few injuries at the start of the season, but I kept my hard work going throughout the season, and I'm very happy to end the season on a good note. I'm very excited looking forward to the next season now, and I'm really happy with the way I play today and this week. I would agree with Lakshya in terms of that last part. I thought he did play very well this week. And it's a follow-on from his form in the Kumamoto Masters. The last 2 weeks I've seen him have been the best Lakshya Sen that I've seen in quite some time. Now, he did mention in that quote that it's been difficult and he's had a few injuries at the start. Maybe he's finally kind of got over those. Even if he was over those beforehand, that doesn't mean that suddenly once your injuries are all gone, you're going to hit some good form. It does take a little while to find it. And definitely, I think what I saw in Kumamoto, where he reached the semi-finals, and obviously here in Australia where he won, I thought that he was playing much, much better. I think in the Kumamoto Masters, what chalked up, I didn't talk about this last week, although I did make some quite extensive notes on his match with Kenta Nishimoto, was I was just a little bit confused when he played Nishimoto, because he just kept lifting to Nishimoto's forehand, and Nishimoto's forehand attack that week, definitely in Kumamoto Masters, was absolutely firing all cylinders, and his round the head, whilst it was good, I didn't think it was as dangerous. So I felt that, I don't know why Lakshya kept persisting with lifting there, putting his defence under a lot of stress. That's not to say that's the only thing that caused him to lose, but that was definitely one of the highlights. But overall, this week, he looking so much faster and so much sharper. I felt, especially his defence, he was diving for so much. He got so many shuttles back, did Lakshya Sen, and that's what really, I think, when he had his breakthrough, in 2021, into 2021, into 2022, when he had an amazing season, I think it was his ability to dive around the court, scrap things back, and just fight for everything. That was on full display. Not only this, but he was more eager. I just spoke about how good his defensive game was, but he was also, these past 2 weeks, been more eager to use his attacking game. I felt in a number of matches, say for example against Ayashetti, he used his attack very smartly. As in, always the first attack was more of a slice and angles, open up the court, and then the second attack he would go in. He'd pull Ayash out of position slightly, then go in. And he did that against other players as well, but he would use his attack in like different ways. Like for example, in the final against Tanaka, I felt he was using much more bigger attacks more often. So his ability to kind of vary his attack and use it in a way to beat his opponent, I thought was much better this week. Maybe, like I said, he's finally found the fitness, because if you are going to be quite attacking and you're obviously playing at the pace that Lakshya was, it takes its toll on you. It's incredibly tough. And Lakshya definitely had a lot of hard, long matches this week and last week in Japan. So maybe he's finally found his full fitness. Like I said, I think his defense was really strong, diving so much more eager and willing to attack more willing and eager to play fast more. And also he was quick between the two, which is another thing that's been missing, I think, in Lakshya. Is it's not just getting a shuttle back or just attacking a shuttle, but between the two, so turning defense into attack. So being able to dive, get up, and then the next chance he's leaping up. And again, I said about that's what I saw, what I felt was something that was always prevalent in his game at the end of 2021 and into 2022 season, when he had a big year. I saw it again here in these past 2 weeks, and yeah, no, absolutely phenomenal stuff. So I think another thing about Lakshya that I think of him better, and what I've always thought he's quite good at, is his ability to kind of change these subtle little angles. Like one of his best shots, it's going to sound a bit weird, is like you push him fast to his like backhand, and he's like there, and he can just angle it back cross to you, or if you play it straight, you angle it away from you. It's a really subtle shot, but it's something that I always felt he was able to do. Like players, when they're trying to attack him, they can't quite get the straight line on him. He's always able to kind of do these little dinky cross-court changes of direction and stuff, and I just felt that he was doing that really well as well. But overall, it was just a Lakshya Sen that was playing more willing and able to play at the speed that he needs to win. Let's go back a little bit, not that long ago actually, I felt, say, to the Hilo Open when he played Alex Lanier, and I felt that he was just outgunned, completely blasted off the court, outsped, and that's something that, I mean, Lakshya, he's not as powerful as, say, an Alex Lanier, but he is just as fast on his feet. But he didn't show any of that, and that's kind of what I've seen of him in other tournaments. Like he'd have, I can't remember, was it in Denmark in the first round? He'd be Anders Antonsen, really, really super solid and playing that, and then the next day it was like the opposite. I can't remember who he lost to, but maybe that was when he played Alex. No, I can't quite remember. I can't remember the results, but it was that up and down stuff. But this week, and even last week, to be fair, in the Kumamoto Masters, a much more consistent game, and it was just, yeah, really, really good. And like Lakshya said, he's excited for next season. If he can carry this on, stay injury free, obviously is always important to all top players, and he can build on this. Maybe he can work his way back up to the kind of the spot that we know he's capable of. So yeah, no, very good win for Lakshya Sen.